wedding photographer offers this for their couples, but if you want to be that one that stands out and surprise and delights and do something special for your couple, this is something you can offer. I'm a wedding photographer here in Jersey City, New Jersey, and I wanted to share some advice on your flat lay detail setup. And from my experience, it takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to do a whole setup and layout, and I think there's always room to surprise and delight your clients and going above and beyond, and one of the ways is with the flat lay designs in the beginning of the wedding day. Before the wedding day even starts, you should be sending a questionnaire anyway, and in this questionnaire I like to give items, trinkets that the bride gets to choose from to add to her flat lay design to elevate it. Ring boxes, scissors, ribbons, jewelry trays, dress hangers, and I'm just looking over here to see if I'm missing anything. Different backdrops. I have a lot of options, and there's a lot of things I've done to get these flat lay items, and Amazon is the #1 resource, and you can see the links below to take a look at these, and you'll save lots of money doing it this way versus going through like Etsy or different shops to check those out, and you'll save some money that way too, and I get a little tiny commission. So thanks for supporting another photographer in the industry. One of the very important things about shooting your flat lay designs on a wedding day, I want to just touch on this. You want to make sure you have the right camera, and I shoot Nikon, and I can't tell you how I'm excited with the new one, the Nikon Z6 III mirrorless camera. It's shooting and scoring every focus. I freaking love this camera. I've had it for a month now, and I've shot events, weddings, portraits, headshots, real estate, all of that with it, and it's fucking awesome. Oops. The next thing you do need that's so important is a macro lens. I use a 50mm macro lens. You can use a 105, 1035, whatever your native camera accepts. I do think it's so important having a macro because you can get those close-up detail shots, especially of ring shots, if there's engravings inside, things like that. I choose 50 because I like to shoot with the flat light on the ground, not on a table, because I can get a wider shot that way. If you do it 135, 105, whatever, you tend to get closer shots, and it's harder to do more of a full shot. Now, you can switch lenses, all that kind of stuff. You write in the comments and say I'm wrong, whatever. 50mm macro all the way for me, that's how I shoot it. And I can go between macro and just normal. I will show you something because I have 4 different backgrounds my clients get to choose from, and I bought these on Amazon. I got a 3-pack here. They twist off, they carry, and they expand, so if you have a longer one. So let's see. So in here, so you can see it goes, expands and shortens, is an adhesive velvet, like for jewelry lining boxes. And instead of taking off the adhesive, I use it as a backdrop. That's how you save lots of money. And this one is in like an ivory champagne color, and I got white as well. And if you're gonna use the velvet fabric, I would recommend having a lint roller with you because it does like to collect dust very easy. Or you can just spend time clump stamping and erasing in post-production if you want to. I have a white linen one as well, which is so much easier to clean. So I use that too as an option for my couples. And then I also have this brand new one. It's a wallpaper, not adhesive, just literally wallpaper fabric. It's a monster. I'm about to get a case for this. I use this as the product photo background, and I'm obsessed with this. It screams elegance, it screams weddings and vintage and beauty, and I love it. I also made this, so something you could do as well. I used cardstock paper, and I used like a vintage style calligraphy and just wrote a bunch of words about love, weddings, blah, 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 copy and paste, repeat. And this is actually ends up being like a background. It's really, I think it's pretty unique and something you can just do at home. Another big pointer about shooting detail shots is always shooting where there's window light. Like right now I'm in front of a window. And usually you shoot in the mornings, so you're gonna usually have light and hopefully not a rainy day, but there are other options in shooting flat lays. So when you have this available light to shoot with, you're gonna put your flat lay backdrop on the ground and start putting together, starting with the invitation suite and then build from there. Now, you wanna have something white to bounce light if you can. It's not absolutely necessary if you can, just to fill in the shadows from this side of the room to bounce white light back towards your items if you want more of that bright and airy look. Now, I also shoot on the side here, so I have light coming this way for most light and a little bit of darkness coming this way to create a shadow. But right now it's so bright in here and I have white ceilings, white walls, it's not too much of an issue when I shot in here. Let's see, you can use flash if you have like a cloudy dark room to bounce light off the ceiling and create an effect that's over like a studio light type of look, or you can bounce it off of a wall for another like soft light bouncing back towards your flat lay details. When you shoot too, you don't want to shoot where your back is against the window and you're blocking the main source of light and creating shadows on your items. So you want to make sure you're on the side or facing the window shooting this way. And yeah, I mean, that's really it. And when you create flat lay designs, you want to think of shapes. And if you have a videographer, you want to consider them as well because they have to shoot horizontal typically. So you want to make your flat lay also horizontal if you can, if you're trying to be efficient. Now, if it's like they have their own time and you have your own time as a photographer, then you can just do whatever you want and get creative with it. And sometimes videographers are like, don't worry about it. I'll play with what I want to play with and I'm not going to shoot over your shoulder. So just communicate. Anyway, so I think that's really it that I wanted to cover about flat lay designs and where you can save money instead of spending tons of hundreds of dollars on flat lay backdrops when you can literally buy them super cheap in a DIY version on Amazon. So hopefully that helps, and happy shooting out there. I hope you make a lot of couples happy, surprise and delight them in different ways, and one of those ways is with the flat lay details and offering some complimentary trinkets to elevate that design to go with their wedding. Okay, I think that's it. Have a good day. Bye.